Most people do not have your best interest at heart. Here's why. Oh, Instagram. No, join me. Okay, cool. Instagram is with me now too. Most people do not have your best interest at heart. Here's why. Now, let me just check whether everything is working. Welcome to another episode of Chibara's Daily Show. Very excited to be here with you as always. So, let me quickly get the party started. Hello, hello. Let me know, as always, where you're tuning in from. Hey, man, how are you doing? Today, I'm going to talk about why most people do not have your best interest at heart. And it's actually quite funny what I recently learned about this. And it's, it has to do somehow with our brains and how we are built and how psychologically we can't cope with too much. So it's actually quite funny. But as usual, do let me know where you guys are tuned in from. If you are here with me live, comment below live. If you're here tuning in on the replay, comment below replay. Oh, actually, I forgot to do a check. Yeah, okay, it's working. Alrighty, cool. So let me see if actually everything is going through. Yes, it is. Okay, let me just send a smiley face because I need to send a smiley face to be able to see people. Hey, Dad. Mwah, love you. Hello, Usha. Thank you so much for joining. Let me see who else is in the house. There's a slight delay. Hello, Julian. How are you doing? Really nice to have you here. Mark Man says check. Check. Nice. What do you mean by check? Let me just wave at you. It's always cool to wave at people. Hello, hello, hello. There's such a delay today. I can see a bunch of people are tuning in, but I can't see who you are. I don't know where the delay is from. But anyways, let's get started. So this was actually a very funny thing. And I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I was listening to this video by a very famous person. And this person was saying that most people don't have your best interest at heart. And then he was saying that, actually, you can't blame people for this because it has to do with how we are built and what we are capable of. And basically, one of the things that he mentioned, oh, hi, now I can see everybody. Okay, cool, this is better. Hey, Seb, cool to have you join here. Hey, Julia. Hey, Ton, I've never seen you on the live. Welcome to the live. Very nice to have you here. Oh, by the way, for all the people who do not yet know how this works, comment below whenever you're tuning in. Let me know where you're from, and we're going to be vibing together. So we're going to have an actual conversation. Right. Hey, we got Duroni Main in the house. Hello there. So comment things below. Whenever you learn new things, comment them below because it will allow you to learn much more and to actually put some good vibrations out there, especially if we're talking about things like wealth creation or anything along those lines. It can actually help you to manifest it much faster. So Julianne is saying yes and sending loads of different things. Love hearts being sent. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So tuning in from Asta, aisle 5. Wow. That is so funny. I've never heard that before. That's really cool. Thank you for waving back. And Faithi's in the house too, but she's playing on the ground. So basically, one of the things that was said in that video is that, oh, thanks for the love hearts on Instagram too. That's so kind of you guys. I have had love hearts, but just not that often. But anyways, he was saying that as humans, we can only keep track of 150 relationships. So we can only keep track of 150 relationships of what it is, like 150 people that are that have our backs. So it could be friends, could be family, could be people that we work closely with. Like those are the people that we can basically focus on. And then what our brain is capable of doing is actually kind of monitoring 150 times 150. So like, I don't know how many zeros that has. I can do the calculation, but I'm not. You can do the calculation at home. But basically what it means is that because our brain is made in such a way, or evolutionary, we are made in such a way that we can only really truly focus on, thank you so much, man, only truly focus on, really looking at 150 people. And then the next step is that we can keep somehow have some kind of check of 150 people, and then 150 people with their relationships, which is also 150. That is the reason why we are actually physically incapable of having everybody's interest at heart. We can only focus on so many people. So that's actually a really funny thing. As I heard that, I was like, that's actually quite interesting, because as humans, somehow we are optimized for the amount 150. But then you can think, okay, 150, that's still quite a lot of people that you can think about. But these are obviously people throughout the whole life, right? People that maybe you grew up with. It could be people that you are close with right now. It could be that like some relationships are maybe not as close in the way that you spend time with them daily, but they're actually people that you do very much care about, and you always think about, and you do things because of those people. And that basically sets the tone then as to why physically, and because of our brain capacity or whatever, we are not able to really actually have the best interest at heart of a lot of people. But then you may ask the question, okay, but how is it that oftentimes people can actually be very mean to one another, or people could actually be, not per se really do cool things and only think about themselves? Well, let me say a few highs. Seb says 100%. I've heard this before about communities online and offline being optimal around 150 people. Yeah, and I was actually so like I didn't know about this. So I was like, I'm going to share it with you guys. But it was actually quite funny. But then again, comes the point, like, why is it that sometimes people mostly operate from thinking about themselves rather than doing what is good, or doing what is kind, or for a lot of what is actually in interest of more and more people? And there's some really beautiful sayings about this, like for example what Wayne Dyer talks about. If you have the choice to be right or to be kind, choose to be kind. And I want you guys to comment that below. If you have the choice to be right or to be kind, choose to be kind. And basically, if you then also start thinking about it, right? And basically this then brings me to the message for you guys today, is that it might be so that we as a human being only can keep track of an optimal number of relationships, and therefore because of that we only can have our best, how you say, the best interest of a select few individuals. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to then act in a certain way that brings misfortune to others, or that is actually not as nice for other people, or not as much thoughtful or kind, like Wayne Dyer says. And so if that is the case, if you are in your surroundings experiencing that, whether it is at your job, whether it is in your family perhaps, or people that you that you sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot stand this person, then what is very important for yourself is, again, to in that situation choose to be kind, and also to come from a place of understanding for the other person. And then the first understanding that can help you is that apparently you're not part of the 150 people that this person can keep track of. That could be one thing, right? So that's why I actually thought, like, this is quite funny. But then the other thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, you have to understand that sometimes people may have had a very bad day, may have gone through something which was so difficult that they may be in a mood that they don't directly think about, okay, I need to be kind right now. That could be the reason as well. And so one of the most beautiful things that I have learned about this topic from my upbringing is that actually you don't have a clue what someone else has gone through in a certain day. You may have had such a days as well, that there was just something that happened in your life and you really felt miserable about it. It was like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? Blah, 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 blah. And therefore you were not in the mood, and you perhaps reacted faster, or you were not giving someone, you go first, or you were just like, oh no, but just because your thoughts weren't there with you, you were more trying to process what had just happened to you. Hey, Barbie Aisha 7. Hi, nice to have you here. And therefore, you're not really there. You're not your usual self. And so what we have to understand as well is that if someone else does that to us, or someone else is in a certain way that we feel like, oh my gosh, why are you doing like that? Right? That actually we come from the understanding that we have no clue what is going on in a person's life. We have no clue what this person has just been through. And if, again, we have the choice to be right or kind, to actually choose like, hey, let's be kind, let's be understanding. Obviously, this does not mean that you should let someone just take advantage of you, or that you should let someone do something mean to you and then you're just like, okay, I'm going to be kind, thank you so much. Well, obviously there are limits, but it does help a lot of the time when you have more awareness or more understanding that of how you choose to react in a situation like that. And also to understand that it does not always actually mean like what this title that kind of pretends, that someone has not got your best interest at heart. It could just be that the person has just had a very, very challenging day. And that if you are that person who can be understanding, who can just breathe and just think like, okay, by all means, and not bother that person too much. If it's like a person that you work closely with, or is a person that you love, someone in your family, that you actually give the person that space, then it can actually do miracles as well. Let me just see what people are writing. If you have the choice to be right or be kind, choose to be kind. Yes, definitely. Hello, Elena. How are you doing? Hello, Sarah. Hello, Daniel. Cool to have you here. Hurt people, hurt people. Yeah, that's actually a really, really funny sentence. But yeah, it's true that a lot of the time, whenever you have been done wrong, that you feel like, oh, no, I need to do something like that too. But actually, if you just, as always, try to perfect yourself and try to do as best as you can on a day-to-day basis, and just really look at a situation that how like really come from the understanding is like how would I want to be dealt with, how would I want someone to approach me, how would I want to be treated, and then to understand that if you want to be treated in a certain way, that you also do those things to other people. And if you do that on a day-to-day basis, then life should be good. Life should be happy. And whenever you actually also come from this place of understanding and kindness when someone else needs you, then probably you will find that whenever you need that extra patience or you need that extra support, that someone else will give that to you as well. So let me just quickly see what people say here. California, Amsterdam. Oh, wow. I didn't scroll down. Good Vibes Tribe. Yes, absolutely. Krishnan, hello. Ruta. Oh, Ruta sending love hearts. Thank you so much. Gachar, Divya. Be kind. If you voice, the choice to be right or to be kind, and to be kind. Hello, Sona. Hello, Nick. Nice of all of you to be here with me. Let me just see. I try to have a balance between being understanding and patient while also not being a doormat. Yes, 100%. That is very, very true. And actually, I was talking to a client about this as well, who basically also had let's say an experience with another client, and this client is a very, very heart-centered person, always out there to help people, always really, really surfing. But then whenever, let's say, a client of this client was then being a little bit, let's say, disrespectful, then it's important to set your boundaries. It's important to understand like what is just normal, what is professional, what is the way like things are supposed to be, and then to also make other people see that you have clearly marked your boundaries. And so sometimes that can be difficult. Sometimes it can be, especially for people who always want to give, who always want to help people, that can be the hardest thing ever. I don't know if you guys can relate to that you just want to be there for someone like constantly. But if you truly think about it as well, if you are accepting everything, if you are like what Char says, if you are a doormat, then truly that doesn't help the other person either. Because the other person will then not have a notion of what respect is, of what courtesy is, of what the boundaries are. And if you are in a kind, though direct and clear way communicating that this is the way how it goes and we don't go further, then in that case, the person can learn from it. And you don't have to be enemies then. You don't have to be disrespectful to one another. but as long as you are clear, because a lot of the time what issues come from, especially issues between people, well, usually between people, well, it could also be between a person and an animal, but in this case about people, is just communication. Either no communication or communication in different way. When two different parties communicate in a different way, we may falsely interpret things and they're like, oh my gosh, why is this person being so blunt and so direct and so short? And the other person may think, why is this person so emotional? Why is this person so giving so much, right? That different personalities communicate in different ways. So that's another point of understanding that we also have to bring to the table, and not to interpret things per se through our own glasses, but understand that there's loads of different glasses that people can wear. And if we understand the type of glasses that the other person wears, we can actually grow a lot from that as well, and thereby form deeper relationships, better relationships, and again, be more kind in that way. Don't expect kindness from others. Just be kind first and act without expecting the same. From that point forward, you reap what you sow. Yes, 100%, definitely. Please, one big shout out to my amazing dad, and because it's really like for me and for my sister Kaina, my brother Midun, and our brother Gillian, is really a blessing to have been brought up by my parents with so much love, and really like we feel so blessed. So I really want to thank you so much. Mwah! Love you, Dad. Let me see who else is joining here. We've got Paul in the house. Hey, Paul, how are you doing? Hey, we have a long overdue call. let's plan it in, and expect nothing and appreciate everything. 100%. Yes, it's like really principle of unconditional love. Hey, the lazy genius, Sarah, Natalia. Hey, Natalia, long time no see. Natalia Avdiva. Really nice for you guys to join here as well. Oh, I'm trying to wave. Let me just wave very quickly. And here a few waves as well. Hey, Judy. Nice to have you here as well. Okay, cool. That brings me to the end of this episode. It was a little bit different from the usual episodes, but I was just listening to that video and I was thinking like, that's actually quite interesting. I've never thought about it in that way. And yeah, that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you so much for being here with me. As usual, if you think that this video was useful, please give it some love. Also, if you think that someone really needs to hear this right now, make sure to share the video or to tag someone below. But most importantly, allow to absorb the things that can serve you and apply it in your life so that you can live a better life and a more happier life. So thank you guys so much, and I'm going to see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.